So tomorrow we are getting the biggest update of the year and probably the biggest update that we've had in old school RuneScape in a very long time. We are getting the city of Varlamore, part 1 obviously. This is such a big update that they're going to be putting it into 2 separate updates. But there is still plenty of content for part 1, which we will be unlocking tomorrow. We are getting access to pretty much the entire city, so many different activities to do, and I'm very excited. In today's video, we are going to be going over everything that we are going to be getting access to tomorrow, just as a little bit of a refresher for those who do not know. I will also be taking part in covering most things after Varlamore drops, so make sure you are subscribed. So the first thing I want to start off with is requirements to actually access the city of Varlamore, or I guess I should say the kingdom of Varlamore, is you will need to complete the Children of the Sun quest. It is a very easy quest. You can probably knock it out in about 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at the town of Varlamore, or I guess I should say the kingdom of Varlamore. So this is what the city or town, whatever it will look like. It's pretty big, a pretty big piece of content that we're going to be getting. If you look to the left at the top right here, this is Rolos Rise and the Camtorn entrance. And as you can see, there is a little quest icon here, probably to get access to this whole area, I would assume. But there's so many like little things. Like if we just take a quick look at the city right here, it looks pretty big. Like I would say this would be what, the size of Falador, maybe even bigger than that. We kind of can't really assume until we get into the game, but looks like there's a lot of buildings, a lot of different activities. Very cool. As you can see, there's a prison right here. There's the palace. There's a museum. And then there's a little bank right here, some different shops and general stores, and then like kind of like the main, I don't know what you would call this, the town square. I guess might be some stalls for thieving in here. There's a little place where you can buy a house. There's a bar. There's a park, which is very cool. Another bank down here. We got a prayer place over here, an armor store. But if you look on the outsides of the town, there's a couple dungeon entrances. Over here, there's a little thieving kind of activity mini game. There's an anvil here. But this little this farm right here, I noticed there will be some more patches, which is great. A couple allotment patches. Looks like another herb patch as well. I'm assuming this will be like a cow pen. Just in a bunch of crops, like a ton of different crops throughout the sides of the city, which is very, very cool. It's always nice to see some like life, you know, like when you're walking through a city and there's just like buildings and crops and people walking everywhere. So it'll be very, very cool to explore. And of course, I can't miss this massive area right here, the Coliseum, which is going to be sort of like a new wave-based minigame where you fight different creatures. I'm assuming this is what most people are very, very excited about. I don't know how exactly hard it's going to be, but I think you can kind of like change the difficulty or give them buffs or something like that. We're going to have to see tomorrow how cool this is actually going to be, but that's probably the biggest and most exciting piece of content that people are after. And it looks beautiful, and it looks like some of the NPCs in there, they've definitely designed quite well. If we look at the bottom part of the kingdom right here, we've got the Hunters Guild, and as you can see, this big open area where I'm assuming like there's going to be different training methods of hunter. Down here there's like a savanna with some more hunting places. I think that might be a fairy ring. More hunting, some wood cutting. I don't know if that's teak trees or something like that. And then down here there's the Stonecutters Outpost, which is very, very cool. Looks like there's a ton of places for mining. I don't see a bank though, but I don't know. And then some other stonecutter icon down here, and across the coastlines there's a couple of fishing areas, of course. Looks like there's a fishing shop up here, and then a big dock with a general store, and some more places that you can fish. And actually it looks like you can arrive to Varlamore through the boat system this way. And also up here there is a trading, another trading port maybe where you can arrive to get closer to the city, or I guess closer to the Coliseum and stuff like that. But it is a big open area. But the thing that I really like about it is the huge city right here that we're gonna get, which is like civilized, has a bunch of things to do in it and a bunch of activities. And then they've included other little activities throughout the bottom bits of Varlamore right here that we can do. And I like that it's a bit open too, so it's not just like the other parts of Karen, right, where at the start it was just all open, there was nothing. It kind of seems very, very organized in the way that they're going to be doing it here. Now at the bottom here, there's the worm called Colossal Remains. This is going to be an agility course. It's not going to be coming out with part 1 of Varlamore, unfortunately, but this looks like an awesome and cool type of agility course that we will be able to do. And I believe it's only a level 50 requirement to do this agility course, so this might be where a lot of people take part in agility. And just like on the map, it looks so cool, climbing through a bunch of bones and stuff like that. Love it. If we look on game, I'm assuming like this is where it will be, right? So this is the Kingdom of Great Karen. This whole area right here is blacked out. You can see a little bit of beach or something over here. But is this where they're going to be putting it, I'm assuming, right? So let's talk right now about a lot of the stuff that you will be unlocking. So the Perilous Moons is the kind of like Barrows inspired minigame where you're going to be fighting 4 different bosses and having to go through a different layouts and different mechanics and stuff like that. And there'll be a bunch of cool unlocks that you can get from this. So these are some of the rewards, obviously, from this activity. We got the Blood Rager set, which looks like a melee type set. We got the Frost Moon set, which is magic, and then the Eclipse set, which is range. Now these are all going to have their own little special effects, which I've definitely covered in another video, but we'll obviously get to see the full potential of them tomorrow. But they're just really cool. Like they're like level, 50, 75 magic requirement, 75 range. So they're like mid-level, not like the best gear in the game, but they will definitely be a good spot in between. And I'm just really excited because Barrows is one of the one of the pieces of content that people really like in the game, and the fact that we're going to be getting to fight these kind of like demi bosses in order to do so, and having another activity like Barrows in the game is just great. So next, obviously, is the Fortis Coliseum, which is the wave-based mini-game, and you basically go in and fight a bunch of different creatures. Now, this is the one piece of content which is probably the most exciting for everyone, because it's something similar to, say, like the fight caves or even Inferno, maybe. We don't know the difficulty of it quite yet. Now, some of the unlocks from the Coliseum would be Dazana's Quiver, which is an untradeable chargeable cape slot offering higher offensive bonuses than Ava's Assembler, which is very, very cool. Level 75 range as a requirement. We've got the Glaive of Ralos, which is not throwing glaives. Basically, it is a one-handed chargeable thrown weapon in a brand new category, which that's very, very cool. I've went over these in another video before, but 75 range as a requirement for this. We've got the Sunfire Fanatic armor. So yeah, you can kind of look at the bonuses here, but basically it is effectively proselyte armor with bigger numbers, and basically it was saying that the prayer bonus gear since 2006 has been proselyte, right? So if you look at this, 60 prayer, 40 defense as a requirement, decent armor. That armor will be really good for Slayer, right? And then we've got these Sunfire Splinters, which you'll receive these splinters in bulk pretty regularly throughout your Coliseum runs, similar to Muzpa's Ancient Essence. And Sunfire Dust lets you charge or otherwise interact with various other items, making it a consistent source of profit for anyone wanting to take on the Coliseum Challenge. Very cool. Next, we've got Sunfire Runes, which is going to be a brand new rune that take a slightly different approach to the Wrathroom formula. Basically, you can make these by combining Sunfire Splinters with Rune Essence, Pure or Dayalt, to taste and regularly fire runes at the new Sunfire altar found in Varlamore. Next, I want to talk about the Hunter Guild, a little bit of skilling love in here, which is great. So basically, there's going to be these new things called Hunter's Rumors. Is that how you say that? Basically, what they are going to be like Slayer tasks or farming contracts for Hunter, which I think is phenomenal. I don't know, whenever they released the farming guild and they made the farming contracts, it just made farming so much more enjoyable. Why do people like Slayer, right? Because you don't know what you're going to do next, and that makes it fun and exciting. We've got the Quetzal Transport Network, which is going to be these birds you saw in the trailer at the very start of the video, where they're going to basically drop you off at different places throughout Varlamore, which I think is so cool. Going to give birds a little bit more use. Then we've also got a bunch of new creatures for hunting, including moths, antelope, gerbra. Okay, so they're pronounced jerboa. They're these like little rat things. That's kind of cute. Foxes, we got mountain salamanders, just a bunch of cool new stuff for hunter training, right? I think hunter is one of the skills in the game that's really been lacking. I even made a video about a year ago about how hunter really needs an update. They've done a couple things like birdhouse runs and stuff like that, but hunter hasn't really had a good update in a very long time. Then they are talking about some new gear for Hunter as well, including the Hunter's Spear, and then improving other existing Hunter content like the Hunter's Crossbow, Hunter's Pouches, and Hunter's Outfits, Trap Storage, Implings. There's just a lot. Unfortunately, the Colossal Worm Agility will not be released on tomorrow, the March 20th, but basically it is going to be a level 50 agility course where you go through the Colossal Worm, which I just love this way of doing it. They talked about bone shards that you get as a stackable item used for prayer training. I just really wish this was being released tomorrow just to check it out, whatever, but we're gonna have to wait till I guess the summer, whenever that's coming out. Next they are talking about bone shard mining, which is going to be a level 41 new mining method where you basically mine out the bone shards. The cool thing about this is for the bone shard mining, you'll also be able to take the bone shards to our next activity in exchange for prayer XP, which is awesome. So then there's the offerings to Ralos, which is a prayer training method where you can basically worship these bones. There's this way that you can also bring bones, bless the bones, chip them, and offer them to Ralos for different bits of prayer experience. Next is a pickpocketing / breaking and entering thieving method, which is something very, very cool. A brand new way to kind of train thieving, make it a little bit more engaging. Breaking and entering does sound like thieving, and it sounds very, very cool. I cannot wait to take part in this activity, see the XP rates, and then they also talked about little auto pickpocketing for a duration. Don't know how I feel about that RuneScape 3 type shit, but yeah, I'm really excited for the breaking and entering thieving method. But yeah, overall, just taking a look at the Kingdom of Varlamore, there's so much content, and there's going to be a part 2, right? So tomorrow, we're not going to get everything. I'm hoping there's going to be a lot more quests, a lot more lore to go with it, but this is the only quest icon I can see right now. Maybe I'm not seeing everything, but I'd love for there to be a lot more quests, more content in it. I'm really excited to just check this city out, a brand new area, check the Coliseum out, check the new little Barrows minigame out, and the Hunter Guild. Like, come on, I think every skill in the game should have their own designated guild. It does look a little small though, to be fair, but we don't really know how big this area is yet until we really jump into it tomorrow. I was wondering what this little area right here is too. It looks like some water, like some storage or something. Like the water's coming down from the sea and then it's coming in to here for the town or something like that. Very, very cool design there. I wonder if you can like walk through here and see what that is all about too. But yeah, there's so much to explore, and I can't wait to hop right into it tomorrow. I will be probably making designated videos on every single thing. Tomorrow I'm just going to walk around, check out the city, and see what it has to offer. But then we will jump into the content, make a Coliseum video, Hunters Guild video, the Stonecutter Outpost video, like everything. I want to cover absolutely everything. I haven't been this excited for an update in a very long time, and I really think updates like this are the best. Like I've been saying for the past little while, it seems like they haven't been pushing updates out, but it's because they've been working on this massive project, and I would rather them make something massive like this than just little tweaks here and there, right? This is going to be something to remember and a place that we can go to all of the time now. It's going to change a lot of people's daily things, right? Like there's a farming patch here. If they just do the daily farm runs, they're going to come here, right? Mid-levels might come here for the Hunters Guild or the Coliseum or to train the thieving, you know, like there's just so much opportunity with a brand new city. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will see you guys tomorrow in the Kingdom of Varlamore.